Did you know that after you finish putting on all your witnesses and all your evidence at trial, the defense is going to stand up and say, Your Honor, at this time I move to dismiss this case, before they ever put on a single witness? Would you like to learn what this is about? Come join me as I share with you this great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. It's true. When you now go to trial, it doesn't matter whether it's a medical malpractice trial, an accident trial, or even a wrongful death trial. When we are done putting on all of our witnesses that we need in order to prove your case, to show that we are more likely right than wrong, now what's going to happen is the judge is going to turn to the defense attorney and say, Defense counsel, call your first witness. Your Honor, before I do that, I move to dismiss Mr. Oginski's client's case now, before we even put on a single witness. And now the judge is going to ask the defense attorney what grounds he has to make this request to throw out our case. He's either going to deny the request immediately, or he's going to agree to the request and dismiss the case, or he may turn around and say, Defense counsel, I want to see written papers on the legal arguments that you're raising, and Mr. Oginski, I want to see reply briefs in the next day answering and replying to those arguments. So now the defense attorney is going to have to prepare papers to submit to the court. Once he submits it to the court, I'm also getting a copy, and now I have an opportunity to reply to those in written form. And then the judge will have to render a decision. Hopefully he'll turn around and deny the request, or he's going to say, you know what, I'm going to let this case go to the jury and then decide on this issue after the fact, after this matter has gone to the jury and they've come back with a verdict. What that does is it gives the judge an out. The judge doesn't have to make a decision right then and there. Instead, he's hedging his bet and saying, you know what, let's go forward with the trial. Let the jury make a decision on this case as to who's right, who's wrong, and whether we've proven our case that we're more likely right than wrong, and see what the jury comes back with in terms of damages and compensation. And at that time, he can then rule on the defense's request on whether or not to dismiss the case. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you a little bit of an insight into what goes on in the trial process in a case here in the state of New York. You know, a lot of people don't talk about this. And so I want to teach you and educate you about what actually goes on. And there's so many more things that happen during the course of a trial that is so fascinating and it's so important to learn about before you ever get to that stage. So, you know, as always, if you do have legal questions about your own particular matter, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. This is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.